our personality, our belief, and thinking are all embodied in what we call the third dimension. The third dimension is the point of depth where things can be seen, felt, lived, experienced. But we are not just matter, we are much more, and the information we're talking about to reach the consciousness network is not in the third dimension precisely, but is in other dimensions, in other forms of the perspective of reality, and from a very young age. What we were taught after having forgotten who we are, to be everything, we had to inevitably go through all the possible I ams to be able to obtain that information here and now. This involved learning the dimensions of being. Once I got out of myself and had the potential to be all beings within the universe, I had to look in at least 9 directions. Those 9 directions are the 9 times or the 9 dimensions in which being expresses itself. The 4th dimension is being able to observe everything I have done at once in all the experiences of the 3rd dimension. In other words, in this wave of the 3rd dimension, I have lived different lives and different realities to be able to understand the different aspects of myself. And once I've finished all those cycles, I can enter the 4th dimension, which is where, in a single lifetime or a single perception, I can look at everything I've done, the whole journey, without being separated, in integration. The 5th dimension is the enlightenment process of experience. In other words, it's a moment where everything I've experienced from the 1st to the 4th dimension makes sense. It is therefore the time of the Dharma, the moment when I transcend all the learnings and discover mastery. The 5th dimension is the top point of a pyramid. If we have the cube of the 4 initial cells, they would be 1st dimension, 2nd dimension, 3rd dimension, 4th dimension. And the center, observing them all from above, is the 5th dimension. Here is the mastery in the pyramid connection between all fundamental points. Therein lies that enlightenment of human experience. Once I transcend that capacity for contemplation and observation of the entire process of a life or several lives through time, I connect to the 6th dimension. The 6th dimension is the one that allows me to create, in other words, to polarize the 6. Once I have this pyramid, the 6 appears, duplicating itself downward in the negative aspect. In other words, we suddenly go from a pyramid to an octahedron. This octahedron has 8 faces, for up, for down, and this makes it possible to generate a center, in which reality will be created. A kind of Merkaba to pyramids or to geometric structures that start spinning positively and negatively.